Just to the north of Dimensions Academy in Norma, nestled in the corner of a grassy area, you'll find a small but powerful place of meditation and retreat. It's a labyrinth born in the imaginative mind of Eagle Scout and Norma North senior Matthew Hutchison.
But I did want a place for kids to just, be able to come out and have a peaceful place if they wanted to, calm down or something like that. But
Hutchison was searching for the perfect idea for an Eagle Scout project when he envisioned a sanctuary, a place where the students enrolled in Dimensions Alternative School could recenter and ground themselves.
When I had my first meeting with Miss Mace, she mentioned their grounding techniques for if kids are getting overwhelmed or stressed. It's 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste.
See, feel, hear, smell, and taste.
So walking them through the garden, talking through those 5 grounding technique, then you take that into the building and the students getting upset and dysregulating. You're like, go through the 5, close your eyes, picture the garden, and they can do that. And they can tell you the things that they can see and they can smell and they can taste. And then you're teaching them to do that in their head. You're teaching them to do that in a stressful situation.
The 5 things concept resonated with Matthew, and the project began to flow. It didn't take him long to realize that a square labyrinth would fit the area best.
Once I decided it was going to be a square, it all came together very quickly. The hardest part was just trying to figure out all of the dimensions on paper, because I wanted it to be not to be too narrow and not to be too short of a path.
His mom and dad helped him fine-tune the project plans, and then Matthew got to work looking for support from the community. Minnick Materials, Markham's Nursery, and Home Depot stepped up to provide the materials for the project. For labor, Matthew turned to his friends from Norma North and his fellow scouts with the ambitious goal of completing the project in 1 weekend.
At first, I started early on Saturday with some of my best friends because I wasn't going to feel too bad to make them get up and come help me early in the morning.
The first crew took care of spreading the massive amount of dirt and gravel for the base, along with making planter boxes.
And then the next shift came, which was a lot of my student council friends and other high school friends. And we did a lot of the heavy lifting of moving the bricks in the planter boxes and then moving on to putting some dirt in the boxes.
With Saturday done, the final crews came on Sunday to finish up the project.
And then on Sunday, after church, the third group came and we started to plant and finish up the heavy lifting. And then later on Sunday, the younger scouts came, and it was more of finishing up working, making sure everything was good, and then laying down the gravel for the path.
And it didn't take long for Matthew to see that the labyrinth was the perfect choice for his project and for the students at Dimensions Academy.
We were almost done with the project, and one of the teachers here she was here grading late on the weekend, and she had her daughter here, she was really young, and she was not happy to be at school with her mom on the weekend, and she was a little grumpy. And then she wanted to come check up on this and see, how it was going. And I saw as they walked through and experienced the plants and the different techniques, that it actually did improve both of their moods. And by the end, the daughter was happy, exploring and more relaxed. And so right then, I was able to see exactly how it was going to impact people.
Mace says she and her staff have been able to access the power of Matthew's labyrinth in a very positive way.
I had a student who really struggles with short-term memory and long-term memory and just regulating himself. I mean, he's roller coaster kind of kiddo. And so we just kind of breaking up the time. Every adult was taking some minutes, and it was my 15 to 20 minutes. And I said, let's go walk the garden. And so he came out here, and he from last year said, where's those plants that we can smell? He wanted to go straight there. He didn't want to walk through the 5, but he wanted to go straight there. And so we went over and we found the lavender and the rosemary. And he was like, there's some plants we could taste. What would those eat? And he wanted specifically the strawberries. And so then we had a lesson. I ended up spending over an hour with the kiddo. He was very engaged. He was loving it.
May says the calming impact of the labyrinth allowed the student to return to his academic work with no problems.
Unbelievable. Again, beyond my wildest dreams. This is so amazing. And the commitment of his parents, helping us to do the upkeep, this has had such an impact on staff and students and myself. Completely overwhelmed by all that he has done here.
And for Matthew, the satisfaction for him comes from knowing he has left a deep spiritual legacy for Dimensions Academy, something he says he could never have accomplished on his own.
Again, I would like to thank my parents and also my friends and the student council and other high school friends that helped me, and my scout leaders. They have helped me. I mean, through Boy Scouts, they have helped me. If I needed a little extra push to get a merit badge done, they were there, and I definitely could not have done it without them.